Start it.
Chill. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Being Frank. A lot of shit has gone down in this past week, and I am excited to have this show so I can talk about it in my own words. And anyways, let's see, what do we got going on? Let's see, what happened the past week? I left ESN. Talk about that a little bit. There's just one thing I want to say about it. That's it. Just because it was put out in the public, and I want to say it, and that's it. That's all I'm going to say about it, because everyone already knows what happened with that. But also, Gfinity went down. Obviously, all of the frickin' roster changes that happened literally the night of the event ending. I don't get it. I don't get it.
That was funny.
I don't get it. Like, honestly, I saw it. I saw roster changes happening, like always. They always happen. But really, I didn't really see too many roster, especially not from the big teams. All four of the teams that went there. Obviously, no one saw Envy. Like, no one saw that happening to Envy. So we all knew something was going to happen there.
Some people didn't. Some people did.
Are you saying you did, Bio? Is that what you're saying? Don't wink at the camera like that.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying? That you used... Can someone in the chat, like, confirm that this guy saw this, please?
Whatever.
Like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Moving on.
Okay,
Diesel didn't have the intel, Bio did. Moving on.
You know what? You know...
All
Can I get a new co-host? Can I get a new co-host?
So...
Please.
The whole thing happened with Envy. Stainville left. He's still a part of Envy, though, of course, because he's one of the founding members. Karma is now on the team, which is a big change for a lot of people, obviously. Mainly because there's a huge attitude change there. But they're both sub-players. So, and then after that, Impact still hasn't found the fourth that they're looking for, right? That's still up in the air.
Oh, yeah, but it's going to be John.
Well... I don't know. I mean, some people think that, some people don't. You know.
Oh, hold on. My mic was muted because I was typing. But no, come on, dude. We all know. We all know. APOC is more focused on Impact than he was the FaZe team, Evil team, / whatever the hell team it's going to be from now on. And John has always been his boy. He wants John on a winning team. And honestly, over the two teams that APOC is like... coaching / brand managing / whatever the hell is going on with over there. APOC, like, John is practically APOC's child. You would think that almost.
Much, yeah.
So he's going to put John on the team that he thinks John has the best placement possible out of at any event, and that would be Impact. I mean, honestly, like, Karma was a really good player, arguably one of the best players in Call of Duty right now, but I don't think him leaving really hurts Impact as much as a lot of people think it does. I think John being in there, they would still be a top 4 team, no doubt. I mean, they're still good players. So it's just if John actually molds with them,
specifically
properly.
fitting their playstyle, because Parasite, among other things, Parasite had said last night that one of the reasons why they were kind of okay with him moving on, even though they didn't really have a choice, you know. But one reason why they were kind of okay with him moving on was because they said that the playstyles were starting to clash, and that over time Karma's playstyle didn't really mesh as well with theirs as it did when they first started out and when they were kind of reaching their peak. So over time it didn't complement them as well, but it may complement a new team. So
yeah, true. And the one thing I want to say regarding ESN, did Hype leave ESN, or is he still with them?
I'm pretty sure he's leaving sometime soon. He said he was going to be done after Gfinity.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure he's still doing late night though. That's kind of his child, like how APOC, John, Hype, late night.
Well, then it wouldn't be ESN late night anymore. It would be whatever. But honestly,
whatever.
I think I actually looked back and Hype actually deleted those tweets. So I don't think he's going to leave ESN. I don't think so. But he did make it. He made it very public though. And it's just, I mean, that's why you don't make decisions when you're in a tear of emotion. He was in a glass case of emotion that night and made some bad decisions.
Well, when you said you were going to leave?
No, when he said he was going to leave.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you leaving had something to do with that. Okay.
No.
You two? No. Okay.
That's why I didn't decide to leave until Wednesday, because I thought about it for 2 days. Because I was pissed off that night, too. But Hype won't leave. Hype won't leave, even though he made it very, very public that he was leaving and already looking for other organizations to work with. But it's just when the GM of the only like really news company right now is threatening to leave like that in a very public manner. I don't know.
Threatening.
Well,
it's
okay.
Not like you change this or I'm gone.
Yeah, no, he was just like, I'm out.
Yeah.
And he's apparently like the head honcho over there when Sean and everyone's not around. So that.
Well, why did you leave? For those who missed the Wednesday show.
No, they can go back to the Wednesday show and watch it. I'm not gonna reiterate
they have to
myself.
Sit through like 2 hours of.
No, it's in the very beginning of last Wednesday's show where I said it. It's in the it's in like the first 10 minutes. So if you want to know, go watch. But now moving on from that, the whole I just want to get back to Gfinity really, just because TCM winning, like what the. They didn't win, but they got second. They got second. So that's a win in my brain right now. That's a win. That's a win in EU for my brain right now. Like the fact that they got second, because honestly, no one had them. Even on last Wednesday's show when we were talking about it, nobody had any EU team in the top 4. And honestly, it could have worked out where the NA teams got 1 through 4 if Envy didn't totally bite the dust.
Yeah.
So it was.
Yeah, even they saw it as a win. They didn't really even expect themselves to get as far as they did.
Yeah,
so it was an accomplishment for them. I mean, that was cool to see an EU team get up there. I guess it kind of shows that, no offense to any EU players that are out there, but they're kind of getting on our level, because according to historical precedent, United States teams have always performed better than EU teams. So it's nice to see that. And, one thing that was funny with TCM is that they actually said that their weakest game type going into the tournament was hardpoint, and that was the one that they schmanged people on, and that their strongest point was S&D. So
no, I mean the one thing that the whole weekend was great. I mean, the beginning was rocky, and I talked about that on Saturday's recap show. But other than that, the weekend was great. The matches were all very close, very exciting and entertaining to watch, and I really enjoyed watching it. Actually, this is the first event that I've been at my house actually this year so far, and it was very weird to start off with. But I enjoyed sitting here and watching the matches and everything. It was entertaining to me. I watched all of them, of course. I mean, Sunday I had my Xbox hooked up to my big screen. I was watching Gfinity on the 50-inch, which was kind of interesting. Never done that before. Huh? Yeah, I got real fancy with it, and then I passed out after Complexity won and didn't do a recap show because I was laying in bed.
Yeah,
but,
I was wondering.
I felt,
bro, are we doing something?
I don't know what happened, dude, because I had some sausage earlier that day, and literally it didn't. It didn't. Yeah, why you gotta make this awkward? But it didn't. It didn't.
Me walking was weird. This is like.
Okay, you walking. Okay, sauce. Oh my god. All right. Anyways, I had some sausage earlier, and it did not sit well in my stomach. So literally.
Yeah.
Oh man, okay. Anyways, moving on from that, back to Gfinity. It was great. I loved it. Complexity winning. Everyone pretty much saw that already. Optic getting knocked out by TCM, I did not see at all. That was crazy. That was crazy. I don't know why. I don't know. Hopefully Hex is gonna stop by Wednesday to talk about that. He's busy though.
Yeah, hopefully.
But that's a plausibility right now. He said hit him up again on Wednesday. But all the other rosters, like just from the Karma Impact switch, it just rippled throughout the community, and every roster is like it's essentially everything's going back to scratch. Like that's what it seems like.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like all these kids that have these sponsors and stuff, like these teams that have sponsors are essentially just all back to square one now. Like I don't understand.
It's like when everyone saw Karma leaving, like that just kind of made, I don't know, it's almost like it made everyone else think, oh, now is a good time for me to leave too, now that there's openings. I don't know if that was their intention, but it was just funny how everything happened at once. Even down to Fizzerp and Dito leaving TVA, which Fizzerp got picked up only a few days ago. Dito's been on TVA, well, at least had that roster for a while. Yeah. And then all of a sudden he's just a free agent, open to any offers, but if none come through, then him and Fizzerp are a team of two.
And then Realize getting dropped from Unite, and then Nameless making a tweet later that day saying, "Oh, I think we made a wrong. I think we made a rash decision. I think we kind of like he wanted to take it back." And it's just like, It's just that I guarantee they made that decision out of emotion, like a lot of people do in this community, and they don't sit on it for a day and think about it. They just like they get angry or upset about something and they just act on their emotion right then and there, and then they regret it the day later. I guarantee that happens more than anyone could ever imagine. But
I always say like almost everything in this community is just impulsive and emotional.
That's it. It is. Yeah. It's because it's still high school. A lot of these kids are still in high school. I mean, they don't. This isn't a business atmosphere at all. This is a high school atmosphere where we have our cliques and everyone's passing girls around and and stuff like that. I mean, that's essentially what's going on in the COD community right now.
Passing girls along. India, come on.
I don't know. I mean, that's what I don't know. I'm not going to go into my high school years, but
we could go into mine. I was homeschooled.
Yeah, you were homeschooled. I was varsity hockey lacrosse all 4 years, so I think we had very different high school experiences. But it's just crazy to see everything that happens. I don't even know what's going on right now. I went to sleep before everything even calmed down. Like, are there even are there rosters anymore, or is everybody just all up in the air? Like, everyone's a free agent still? Like, what happened with Ego's team? That's what I want. Like, I'm sure you know this, because I woke up and apparently Studdy's a free agent. Like, actually now he wasn't trolling, and like Ego's starting from day one. Like, he's starting like scratch.
Neslo got dropped.
Damn, you were excited. What? Neslo got dropped?
Yeah, he did. He got dropped from Prime Example.
Best night ever.
Best night ever. I'm sorry, I hate delusional lambs.
I thought Neslo was like the captain of that team.
I thought so too. I guess he thought so too, but I don't know. I mean, 3 versus 1, you can't really fight.
Oh, okay. No, he is still Prime, but the other 3 left him.
Oh.
Okay, so he's still Prime Neslo, but the other 3 left him? Got you. Dude, this is crazy, man. All this shit that's going down. I don't know.
I'm not really surprised, like, to be honest. I mean, like, the 3 of them really, like, I'm pretty sure that they could do better with all the free agents that are out there that are, like, already pro, that have, like, already been there. You know what I mean? Like, the pros looking at that roster, everyone knows Davis, everyone knows Revan, and everyone knows that Cosmo can hold his own. So just looking at their roster, I'm sure that people might even just be open to, at least giving them a shot. So, I mean, I think they can do better. I don't think that was like a bad move. I don't think it's really hurting them. Plus, what's nice about this is that all teams have 4 months to get used to their new roster.
Maybe. I mean, you got UMG Atlanta, which is coming up, and that's to qualify for ESWC, which is in Paris at the end of October. So I'm going to see, I expect to see a lot of teams going there, because who doesn't want to frickin' go to Paris to compete in Call of Duty? Right. Shit, I just want to go to do interviews. Like, that's what I'm working towards right now. I couldn't even imagine. I would love to go there and play Call of Duty, especially in Paris, because I've been there. Paris is amazing, even though the French are kind of dicks, but I kind of fit in with that a little bit.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah, the French, man, they weren't very nice to me when I was over there, but we won't talk about that. But no, it's going to be awesome. I'm happy to see that ESWC is finally delivering some information on their event and the qualifiers and everything. And right now, there's only 1 spot for an American team, and there's still 4 spots open that they haven't decided what they're going to do with yet. I don't know if it's going to be teams applying.
Like which qualifier?
Well, if you go look on their site, it just says applications or something like I don't know if teams just apply for it and then they rummage through all the teams and pick the best 4 that they would assume would be that they would think would be best for their event or what. I'm not sure at all, but even with UMG Atlanta coming up, there can't be a 4 to 5 month spread in between an MLG event. I'm sorry. There has to be something in September. There has to be something cooking. But the thing is that they need to announce it here pretty soon so people can start planning flights and hotels and stuff like that.
Yeah. And those in the chat, I'm pretty sure that we were mentioned, but UMG Atlanta, yes, is one of the ways that you can qualify for that big tournament.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm glad to see that that's coming back. I didn't really know too much about it until a few days ago. Simply, in my defense, before Prophet flips out as to why I wouldn't know what ESWC is, esports just wasn't in my curriculum. It just wasn't something that I studied. So sorry, but I mean, it's a legitimate.
You've been in esports for a while, though. You've been here for a while.
Yeah, but.
No, I to defend Bio, I did not even know what ESWC was until like 2 months ago. So I'm right there with Bio. Like when they announced that Call of Duty thing, that's when I first even heard of ESWC.
Mm-hmm.
All right, peace, Prophet. No, you can't do Diesel out. Only I can do Diesel out. I've only done that once on a show. I didn't like it, so I never did it again. It's just peace out. But. No, I mean, it's just all last night, man, when I was looking at Twitter and even ESN late night when I was watching that, which got a little out of hand, too, towarher the end. Like,
when they brought methods in, you mean? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it got a little, I turned it off then, but, everything that was going inside was just, frickin' Cirque du Soleil, everybody. I want to get that frickin' going. I want that hashtag going, because this is Cirque du Soleil at its finest last night.
Sure thing.
It really was. It was ridiculous, everything going on. I mean, just right when Karma tweeted that, I am Karma Envy. Oh my god! Ah! And then Karma's like, why am I awake at 7 a.m.? Because you just announced you're on Envy, dumbass. Why else are you awake? I was like, Jesus. Attention whores, man, attention.
Whatever.
But, I don't know.
Karma's always been like that.
What else? What
really
else?
Surprised?
What else?
The Conquer issue with Ego's team. Study
Yes,
and Gucci said that they were a team of two.
Studying who?
Study and Gucci.
Gucci.
Gucci. He went from.
Yeah,
he was one of the people on
is.
XP in Dallas.
I know. Why would I don't understand that? Like, why? Okay, I understand leaving Ego after an event if you place bad, but why leave Ego after an event when you place top 8? Especially when Ego is like the best sponsor anybody could ever ask for. Like, you know you're gonna get there. You know you have someone there with money that can pay for your hotel, your flight, and everything. Yeah. And still, I don't understand. It's like you guys are young. Like I don't study on Gucci. They might find a team, but I don't see that team finding a sponsor, a full sponsor that will pay their way to an event. Like that's just not thinking long term. That's thinking short term. Like, meh, I'm 17, 16, whatever. I can do whatever I want and make it. Right. Nope, you can't. No, you can't. There's that high school attitude again. It's just.
There was also something about, like, when they first said that they were dropping Study, he was, dropped for like 24 hours and they got picked back up again. The main reason for that Ego had mentioned publicly to everyone was that Study wasn't willing to go through the grind and wasn't willing to put in the time that's really required to, continually place well at Call of Duty events. No. So he wasn't really dedicated. And then they brought him back on the team. So I don't know if that kicked in more or what. Well, like, what exactly was going through Study's head other than zip him up on pro? But I guess we'll find out as time goes on. Zip him
up! With this freaking... I love Study, don't get me wrong, but honestly, he was wearing this studded jean vest at MLG.
You mentioned it last week.
I know, and I'm mentioning it again because it was god-awful. I couldn't take it. I almost went to a store and bought him like a glove, like a shiny like silver glove or something to wear during the whole event. So if he won on main stage or something like that, he would just stand up and do the Michael Jackson move, to stand up, cover the crotch, head in the air, and just scream. That's what that's what I wanted him to do.
Last week,
and I'm saying it again because it was hilarious. It's ingrained in my brain, that studded vest, man. It was crazy. But I like Study, but I don't think him leaving Ego was a very wise decision. I don't know why they would leave Ego. And even Ricky leaving Ego to go join Unite, which the later that night, Nameless said, I think I made the wrong decision. So already, if I was Ricky, I'd be like, shit.
This happens like every time to Ricky. I think the only team that this hasn't happened to with Ricky, where they pick him up out of impulse and then they just kind of start rethinking it, was with Conquer. Like, that was really the only team where he had a safe haven. Like, that was a secure team. So that even makes less sense why he would leave it. I mean, yeah, Unite's got full rides and everything. You know, you go from one full ride sponsor to another full ride sponsor. But I mean, debatably, Ego's better than Unite as far as like sponsorship and things of that nature. But it just doesn't, like, nothing about that clicks. Nothing about that situation makes sense.
I'm just saying, Ego, if you're watching, I don't think he's watching, but Ego, if you hear this, I'm a free agent.
We're coming for you. No,
I'm a free agent, Ego. I mean, you saw what I could do a couple nights ago. You saw that. I'm a free agent. I'm a free agent.
What'd you do a couple nights ago? League play against
Iron? No, against Ego. It was me, Mrs. Violence, and Nubs. Yeah. Ego got so heated after that. It's like he missed 3 bursts of the Chacoma, and I just turned on his ass. It was awesome. It was awesome. I had fun that match.
Nubs was telling me about that. He was pretty proud.
He was because me and Kelly carried the shit out of him. But it's okay. TEC Diesel? Nah.
What's TEC?
I don't even know what TEC is, to tell you the truth.
It's like Total E-Circuit.
Total esports circuit or something like that.
I'm pretty sure they're an EU-based organization, kind of like how Unite is. There are actually a lot of EU-based organizations are involved in NA COD, which makes sense because our scene's pretty big.
Yeah. No, I would never compete again. There's no reason to. I went into this with the mindset to never compete again.
There's like, you know, 50,000 every tournament, but make that much money running an ad on being frank.
No, dude, it's just the stress that goes into like competing in this community. It's first you got to find the team with, you know, similar skill set as you, and everyone has to get along. Like if you start a team and you don't get along, just you're setting yourself up for failure. And then you have to keep that team together for longer than one event, which is damn near impossible in this community. And then you have to find sponsors willing to support a team that really hasn't made a name for itself yet, which is damn near impossible because no one's willing to invest in really COD yet because of what happened last night. And 4, I just don't like playing Call of Duty anymore.
Oh yeah,
I really don't. I play it for like an hour every now and again, and maybe I'll play League play for a couple hours because I'm under the influence and I have to be drinking something to play Call of Duty. So
the only reason I play it is because my group Vices plays it. Other than that, like, I mean, if we all went to a different game, I'd go to a different game. I'd still talk about COD just because it's so easy to keep up with this kind of stuff. But that's the only reason I play it.
I don't know. I just play it from a break from something else.
I'm just waiting until Ghost comes out, then I'm gonna lean peek everyone. I'm gonna slide shot everyone.
No, right?
Just wait. I'm gonna be that one.
The freaking just everything that Ghost is gonna add, like the dynamic maps. Like they want dynamic maps, so I doubt we're gonna be able to turn that crap off in competitive play. Or maybe we will.
You can do that in this game.
Yeah, I'm talking about Call of Duty Ghosts. You know, different developer, different mindset towards esports. You know, I'm thinking, you know,
Infinity Ward specifically.
I'm in the mind of Infinity Ward right now, and it's driving me crazy. But you got that, and then you got them posting up the corners, peeking around. And mind you, like, a lot of people are like, oh, Rainbow Six, Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six was third person, so nobody really posted up to the corners. They just walked up to the corner and would just 3P. Yeah, they would just 3P that corner. They would never actually post up. So posting up on corners is going to be interesting because one thing I'm sure it's going to take, like, at least 2 seconds to come out and shoot the guy, unless you can just, like, I'm sure you can just hold down the right trigger and just spray around the corner.
Yeah.
But that's going to happen, and then also the whole dynamic standpoint that they're trying to add into the gameplay as well. Unless there's, you know, an option to turn it off like there was in Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
But it will be interesting.
It really just depends how OP all these things are. So, I mean, something that they mentioned in an article on IGN was like tripwire bombs on doors, logs falling. You know, I guess maybe there's like a lumberjack map, something. Logs just fall down. But I don't know. Depends how OP they are. Because, like, honestly,
logs just fall down.
They just fall
down. We got logs falling down the map. Oh, shit. The other thing that blew my mind, Ghost, is that they don't want symmetrical maps. They don't want it. They're straying the symmetrical map issue, so it's just total. It's gonna be total chaos. Chaos. They must have some awesome spawn points in this game, because if it's not symmetrical, Lord, we're gonna have people spawning on each other. It's gonna be bad. I'm scared for the future. I'm scared.
Hold on, I gotta post this picture in the chat. It's one of those like Spider-Man spin-offs for COD.
Oh yeah, Jay Cannon. Dude, those are everywhere now.
I love them so much.
You ass. At least make it a good meme. Like, you just freaking put it in paint and put letters over it. Like, that's lame, dude. That's lame. At least do that shit in Photoshop or something. I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed. You did. You let me. If you're gonna roast me, do it right. At least. I mean, come on. How many times have I said that in this show, or even on the W Rant? If you're gonna roast me, do it right. Proper grammar, proper Photoshop. Let's go. But what else went down last week that I might be forgetting right now that deserves a little topic of discussion, for being frank?
Last week?
Yeah. I mean, obviously the roster changes.
Oh, the
took
whole
over
NJ Halo thing went down.
Ah, yes, I'm glad.
Resurrection of that.
Woo! If anybody remembers, if anybody was here like 6 to 8 months ago when I did the NJ Halo W rant back in the good old days where I just roasted everybody and didn't give a fuck what people thought, that was an interesting show. And it's not on YouTube, so you can't find it on YouTube. No, I'm not putting that on YouTube because even I got out of hand on that show, and I don't want to put it on YouTube.
Actually, yeah, I remember that one, because that was a show back then where, like, I started getting mad at the W rant, and you guys that were hosting, I was like, you know what, I'm not supporting this show anymore. That was like it for me. But then you guys turned it around.
Say that again?
What?
Say that again. I was just daydreaming when you were trying to roast my old show. Anyways, go on.
Never mind. But it's all good now. You turned it around, so.
Oh, I did, and it's for the better. And I still have. Oh God, profits. Yeah, you better put that. You better put that Kappa face on. Oh, I'm not even gonna say it. But no, I mean, I did. I changed it for the better, and I still have people like tweeting me and stuff. You need to have, like, even when the year came up, you know, the year anniversary of the W rant, they're like, you should just go back to the old show and do just that show for the year anniversary. And I was like, nope,
yeah.
Nope. I started the new W rant knowing that viewership would drop and knowing that everything would drop, but it's better for long term to be more professional, especially if you want to try and make something of yourself in this community. You can't just be a troll and a roast king forever, because I don't think Comedy Central's hiring anybody in esports yet, so I'm probably, gonna stick to the professional course, you know.
The Comedy Central of esports, Diesel.
Yeah, this show
just keep it real.
This show is the Comedy Central of esports right now. It is. But it's not, I mean, you can admit it's not nearly as bad as, it's not even close to as bad as the old W rant was.
Oh no, not at all.
Woo! I like.
Not even being frank is as bad as the other show, and this is supposed to be, I guess, worse than the Wednesday show, just because we're being very upfront and straightforward and realistic with people.
So most really, guys, just read the title. Leave your feelings at the click.
Yeah.
Leave your feelings at the click. Because I consider everybody in this community a friend. Well, not everybody. I can't say that. Okay, I consider a lot of people in this community friends of mine, and I will talk about them on this show. But it's not. It will feel like a personal attack, but it really isn't. It's me just saying what's on my mind and what.
It really
what
just
I think
depends
you guys,
how you take it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I said leave your feelings at the click.
Yeah, because if you're an emotional person, which most of the COD community is, then you're going to hate this show and you're not going to learn anything, and you're just going to be the same person that everyone hates.
No.
Realize. No. But if you take it with a grain of salt, you can actually learn something from it.
Okay, so this is the one thing. There are two people in this community that Bio absolutely hates and that I know of right now, and it's Realize and Neslo. So if either of those guys are watching, or they'll hear this show probably.
I hate Neslo.
Okay,
calm
well,
down.
okay. Well, he strongly dislikes Neslo and Realize. So honestly, don't take it to heart. But he just doesn't like those guys.
If I see you in real life, I'm gonna scuff you.
I'm gonna scuff you. Oh, I don't get it, man. But honestly, no, I don't like talking about e-girls in this show. I stay out of the whole e-girl scene. I really don't follow any e-girls. I don't try to dive into that section of the COD community because all it leads to is bullshit. So I stay away from that. I don't really follow any. I follow maybe 10 chicks on Twitter that deal with Call of Duty. Maybe. I'll have to go count. I'll have to go count.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like talking about e-girls. I don't like all the shit they bring to this community because it's mainly just drama. So
it's just attention.
Yes, a lot of it's attention. And I don't want to say anything because I really don't want to hurt their feelings, so that they start roasting on Twitter, and then it goes on there. Then all the guys that worship them start roasting me, and it's like the whole pyramid scheme that just keeps going and going. Like so that's why I stay away from them.
It's like when you say something about Optic.
Yeah.
That just has a ton of backlash. So it's kind of like that, except people are that way with e-girls.
Yeah.
So.
It's ridiculous. They got acolytes.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the Kool-Aid? Who's bringing the Kool-Aid to the next MLG event?
Just bring a bunch of Aquafina. Just bring in a whole tub of them. All right, thirsty kids. Have at it. I'll just start handing it out to everyone who I believe is thirsty.
Gambit, you don't have any shotties. What are you talking about? Stay in Canada, bruh. Stay in Canada. Just stay in Canada. No. Optic will probably never be on this show, to tell you the truth, now that you brought that up, just because they really don't do anything to warrant them.
Optic will never what?
Optic will probably never be on this show. Like, we'll probably really never talk about them because they never warrant anything worthwhile to talk about on a show like this.
Oh, actually, yeah, they did. Okay.
What'd they do?
That reminded me.
What'd they do?
Okay. So something that I want to talk about, and I had a ton of my followers tweeting me, asking me to bring this up because I really wanted to as well. You know how Optic always preaches how you should be professional, and they are professional people, and they do their absolute best to try and be a role model for how the community should act. Do you know what I mean, Diesel? Right? You know how Optic does that, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I mean, it's very clear that they do that.
They're pretty good at it too, but apparently they slipped up.
Pretty good at it. Yeah.
Apparently they slipped up.
So at Gfinity, Optic was going up against TCM. And I believe it was the third map because it was a CTF, so it was Hardpoint, S&D, CTF. They were going up against TCM, like I said, and they were up about 3 flags, and Scumpy was at I think 24 and 5 at one point. Anyway, long story short, he got a stealth chopper out of it. He was on a streak, and literally what he did at halftime was stand up, and you can go see this on ESN's Twitter. Sean was standing right behind him and had the direct quote. Which I don't remember the direct quote, but it's
Sean
on
wasn't
ESN's
there.
Twitter.
What?
Or someone from no, actually I believe Chewy was there. Chewy, yeah.
Chewy.
But he stood up and said, "This is just like a pub," which is that's.
And then they lost.
Actually, yeah, they did lose the series. That was pretty funny. But
karma.
he stood up and he literally stood up and said, "This is just like a pub." Which there's a difference between shooting bodies and saying you suck, and standing up and saying let's go, screaming at the enemy team we're doing, and Clayster going ah. But there's a difference between that and what Scumpy said. Basically, what Scumpy's saying is that these pro players, these pro European players, which qualified to an invitation-only $55,000 tournament, are the bottom tier of Call of Duty players. That's what Scumpy was saying. It's a difference between, like I said, shooting buys. It's a difference between saying, this is league play, because people still try. People aren't the worst at the game. But he literally called some of the best European players that are out there right now, some of them, not the best, some of them, pub players. That's offensive. Personally, for me, I literally had to stand back from that and was wait, did that actually happen? Did he literally just call these people pub players? That is so offensive. So then after they lost the series, I thought to myself, well, dang, that sucks. Optic can't even win a pub.
Oh, where's my shot of G Fuel?
Shots fired, whatever.
Shots fired. Oh.
But seriously, you can't preach that. I don't care if Optic Up stands up and says you suck or let's go, because that's just like normal in the moment stuff for Call of Duty. I'm not sure why that of all things is normal, but that's just just not the norm. Like, you don't get called for that. But he called them pub players. Professional players, pub players. Like, you absolutely suck. You are worse than League play people. You're worse than Iron League.
I don't know, dude. I think you're reading too much into it, to be honest.
How am I reading too much into it? That's what Scump said.
The one argument that I would take on this subject is the fact that Optic was kind of like, even when Big T and Scump were being interviewed by iJustine, right? Wasn't it iJustine on the couch? Yeah, it was iJustine. But all that Big T and like mainly them were talking about is how Complexity was so loud, they couldn't get called. They couldn't hear their own call-outs. They could barely hear the game. They couldn't hear themselves think, apparently. So I mean, that's the one thing that I would have made the argument about. Like, you guys are saying that all this screaming and stuff is bad and everything because it throws you guys off balance and you can't concentrate in game, and then you go and do the same thing against TCM. Like, that's the one argument. But honestly, I don't think him standing up and saying this is whatever he said, this is pubs or whatever.
Well, let me also share with you another thing he said. Chewy was standing right next to Hex, and Hex said something along the lines of, like, well, what would you call this if this is so easy? And then Scumpy literally put down his controller, turned around and said to Hex, because this is just like a pub. Like, that's blatantly that's like a personal attack against another player, saying that they're public match players. Sorry for any of you public match players that are out there. I mean, sorry, but...
No, not sorry. Public match players do suck. Anyways, go on.
Pub match players really are just the bottom tier in Call of Duty. I don't know,
they're the bottom tier skill-wise in Call of Duty. They're top tier, like, freaking developer-wise. They wanna make their pub players happy.
I mean, they're the majority.
They wanna make them real happy. But honestly, I think you're getting a little too excited about that. I mean,
I'm not getting excited. I'm not worked up. Just so everyone knows, it's a little hot in here, so I'm heated.
No, you got worked up. You got a little worked up there.
No,
Come on,
me
being frank.
I'm serious.
You got a little work. I think everyone in the chat can agree that you got a little worked up there.
I'm not worked up. No, I'm serious. Like, this is just me being a little louder because I can't hear how loud I am because I have these on my head.
I see. Now he's blaming the headset. Blame the equipment. Jesus.
I can't hear myself.
Jesus. But no, we can talk about that now that it kind of leads in that the whole screaming and everything during gameplay. Now, obviously, it was fine. I mean, I don't see, like, you're sitting in the same... I guess it must have been just because it was in such an enclosed area that, like, everything was just louder. I mean, I definitely know that's the reason why, because even at MLG events, there's that screaming going on, but there's just so much outside noise and everything, and there's just such a big venue that really it just kind of dissipates. That doesn't echo off the walls. So, like, at the Gfinity setting, though, like, the screaming was amplified probably 10 times, I would have to say, at least, just because of where it was at. And it was a big problem. And I don't know, though. I just don't know what to think about it from my standpoint, because I wasn't there. I don't actually know how loud it was. I will talk about that on Wednesday, because I do have Complexity coming on, and I do have Martin Wyatt coming on, who was he was the tall, bald guy doing floor interviews. He's coming on. He's a funny dude. He's a stand-up comedian, actually, so that ought to be an interesting interview. Yeah. Nice. And having them come on to talk about that, and that's going to be one of the main things I want to talk to them about is the whole screaming issue and the trash talk and stuff like that, because sometimes it got out of hand. Sometimes it really did get out of hand.
Was there anyone else that even complained about the noise, though? Because I'd never noticed.
Not really.
In no other interview, I never saw anything on Twitter about it. Didn't see anything from Impact. Didn't see anything from the EU guys I'm following. I just, like, no one. So.
I don't think so.
I'm just waiting for the time where Optic can just say that they flat out got outplayed. Impact admitted that when they lost and got knocked out, and that's Impact. Like, pretty sure everyone can agree. And if you don't agree, go look at their Twitters. That they're pretty arrogant people when it comes to the game. Everyone knows that. That's Impact. The bad boys of Call of Duty, as you would call them, Diesel. And they said that they got outplayed. But Optic will never say that they just got outplayed. That they were not of the same skill level, and that they actually did get outsmarted, outgunned, and flat out outplayed. It's like they will never admit that.
Okay, and someone actually brought this up in the goddamn Twitter feed, and you know what, man? This is a great topic for me right now. We'll take a little sidebar for this topic. So all these YouTubers that play pubs are bad. Lord, where do I start? Have you seen them play?
Okay.
Wings of Redemption has been streaming himself play League Play. He uses like an MMS M4 and gets dicked on. Like, I mean if.
Well,
okay, I would love to set up a match against like the whoever you guys consider the 4 best YouTubers against the 4 best competitive Call of Duty players, and absolutely just see them shit on the YouTubers. Like I want to see that. Like even
hold on. So before
you know what?
Hold on, because the chat can get pretty furious sometimes.
I know.
There's like a really small margin of people that are exceptionally good at pubs. You don't see pub stomping channels with 200 plus gameplays all over YouTube, because people that can do that are not all over Call of Duty. The majority of public match players do suck, but those YouTubers don't, which is why they're successful YouTubers.
Yeah.
Go on.
And obviously, like you're saying, Optic Scumpy plays. Yeah, of course he plays pubs, but he's a competitive player, and he gets 100 plus game types like it's nothing. I mean, that's just what I'm saying. Like, just competitive players are on another level as the YouTubers or anything like that, and that's why there was that huge argument before Black Ops 2 even came out about League Play and how the YouTubers would be in League Play. Would they be Bronze League, or would they be able to hack it to make it to Masters League? And now we all know that League Play is flawed out the ass, but I mean, still, I don't. Just watching just one of them, Wings of Redemption, tried streaming League Play, and just watching him get shit on was entertaining to me. But I don't really like that guy, so.
One thing that's interesting, though, is that a lot of the people that are, or at least a lot of the people that started off being those pub stompers, kind of like Hutch or X-Jaws, you know, even T-Martin you could throw into the mix, even C-Nanners, they were people that had competitive Call of Duty experience. They were pretty big on game battles before they even started YouTube. And even while they were doing YouTube and appealing to the public match crowd, because, you know, that's the crowd that you want to, most people want to try and appeal to because they're so much bigger, and that's where the money's at. That's where the audience is at. They were still playing competitive. Like, competitive really does give you a different kind of skill set than you get from just playing public matches.
Yeah, you don't have your hard line. You don't have 8 people on the map to shoot at. You don't have like stuff like that. But that's why I kind of laugh when I see like just pub stars and ground war with like silencers and stuff, so they don't pop up on the mini map and just dropping kills. It's like, yeah, man, if you know the spawns, you're a good pub player. Granted, definitely. But I don't. Whatever. Going back to Gfinity, the whole trash talking situation. I don't know, man. That's always been a part of Call of Duty. I don't see it changing anytime soon. Bio is getting hit offline or something right now. Look at that face. Look at that face. Did you guys see that face? Oh, yeah, man. Dude, your face. Your face, dude, when you got... It was like...
Whatever.
You gonna pop the camera back up? What you doing?
Yeah, I'll pop it back up.
Come on.
Hold on, I'm turning on my VPN.
Did you get hit?
Felt like it in my heart.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are angry that there's no stash.
No what? Oh.
No stash, dude. You bring the stash to... I see, like, your twit, Abby. Now, are you gonna, like, go out and get a monocle, too, so you are, like, the mascot of Being Frank?
I don't know. That's what all the viewers recommended to us last week.
So you're, like, the co-host / mascot of Being Frank?
Sure. Yeah, I'll be the mascot any day.
Great.
Me and this beautiful work of art right here.
No, I don't know.
I'm kidding. I'm just playing.
But no, I mean, the whole Gfinity trash talk thing, it was only so bad because of how small the venue was, and they were right across from each other and everything. So right. I don't think it's not going to be nearly as bad once they get back to a normal venue. I just think, I mean, even does it seem like Nadeshot tries to come up with excuses to you sometimes? Like, he's saying, like, I only got 3 hours of sleep before like Saturday he was saying I only got 3 hours of sleep, this and that, and then like, I don't know.
That just seems like a normal thing for him.
It seems, I I mean, I do hate to say it just because I know that the fans out there for Optic are relentless, but it does seem like sometimes he tries to make excuses before he even starts playing, just in case they lose. So
just keep in mind, Diesel, we're not really here to make friends. We're here to be realistic.
And I'm being realistic.
Logical.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm being realistic. It kind of seems like he tries to make up excuses before they even start playing, and it's like, yeah, you got 3 hours of sleep, but you've been there since Tuesday, man. Like, why'd you only get 3 hours of sleep? You had 4 days to fix your sleep schedule. That's why even every time Justine brought up the fact that, oh, the jet lag. Why do you keep bringing jet lag up? They've been there. The majority of the players have been there since Tuesday. The only team that wasn't there since Tuesday was like Complexity, really, and they freaking won the tournament. Are they? I blame jet lag for Complexity winning the tournament. Like, come on. Come on, like, it's just stupid.
But in Nadeshot's defense, which you don't see me devil's advocate very often with this kid. But,
whoa! Someone's gonna have to timestamp this, and it's just gonna have to be one YouTube. I'm gonna make this separate from the actual Being Frank show.
Maybe I just shouldn't say anything.
No, you're gonna say it now because I'm gonna timestamp this, and I'm gonna frickin'.
If I were in his position where I had so much pressure on my shoulders to perform well with all these little kids wanting me to do well and, like, you know, ripping on anyone that doesn't say, oh, hail Nadeshot, I would feel a little pressure to make up even minor excuses. I'm not going to lie. Like, I would be in that position too. I'm not saying I would do it to the extent that he does it, but I can understand his method.
No, I mean, I understand it too.
Method of thinking.
It's just funny. And someone actually said in Twitter feed, Optic got to London Thursday morning, and yes, actually that's probably true. Actually, I think. Oh yeah, Hex got there on Tuesday, and that's what threw me off. Hex did get there earlier than the rest of the team.
Doesn't make any sense.
Hex did get there earlier than the rest of the team. I remember him tweeting out Tuesday that he was like falling asleep.
Yeah.
And
the one excuse that they do kind of have still going for them is the Optic House, because obviously they haven't really had much time to really just sit down and just focus on just grinding for an extended amount of time, like a month to a month and a half to 2 months. They've owned the house for like a month. They've only actually been living in the house for a little bit less than 2 weeks, and they haven't even got everything like set in stone. I don't even think they have regular beds. I think they're still on mattresses right now.
Well,
so
I mean,
they haven't really
one
gotten that team house experience and that grind practice that they've been looking for that will really benefit them in the future.
Well, that brings up another thing. Like, during the interview with GFA and Nadeshot, they were talking about how much practice they got, and Nadeshot said they don't stream their scrims because of all the backlash they get if they lose a map. It's like,
oh yeah,
you guys aren't used to that by now? Like, really? Like, you don't stream your scrims because you don't want bad things said to you in chat? Like, I thought that's kind of just part of the deal. Like, you're not used to that? You can't take that by now? Like, even Nadeshot, you have like 15,000 viewers like every time you stream, and then whenever I'm in Nadeshot's stream, like, it's just there's just those people in there that just randomly hate him for no reason, and I get annoyed by it too. But it's like, you've got to be used to that. Like, they stream all day too. When are they scrimming? Like, that's the thing. Like, when they get off, like, even when they get off, Big Timer is still streaming zombies to like 2 in the morning or something like that. So when are they scrimming? They're not scrimming off. I mean, you would see it on. Are they scrimming themselves or are they scrimming bots? Because you would see them posting looking for a team scrim on Twitter or something, or at least texting someone, and then that other team would probably be streaming them scrimming Optic. I mean, I would be. Why not? If they're not streaming themselves scrim, then I'm gonna stream my team scrimming Optic, because then that means some of their viewers will come watch me because they just want to see Optic play. Yeah. So,
and this is coming from the team that always preaches that haters really don't bother them.
Yeah.
But apparently they do. More hypocrisy on the part of Optic Gaming. Here we go.
That kind of set me back a little bit. But you know, Optic is the one organization doing everything right now, though. I mean,
even if they lose an event, they're still winning.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people don't understand yet. They just think it's all about winning right now, and for most of the teams, it is. You have to win right now to make a name for yourself. But like teams like Impact and stuff, they won 4 in a row. They could have had COD by the balls, which I said a lot last week, but they made some stupid decisions, and now I don't know what they are now.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll definitely see what's going on. But it's just, I mean, I hope Gfinity gets better staff for next time. That's the one thing I hope.
Where
like that Ace Spec guy, where'd that guy come from? I understand he's a legend and everything. I don't know, apparently he's some like old casting legend from back in the day, like Modern Warfare 3 and like Black Ops 1 or something. I don't know, but it's just
who was he?
Oh, he was
one casting there?
No, he was one of the interviewers on the couch, and then he did the casters match actually.
Oh wait, was he the guy with like the gray hair? Like
the gray hair.
Stood up. No, he didn't have gray hair.
I don't know. I didn't look at him too closely. His interviews.
You don't notice what color hair?
I don't.
Okay, Mr. Photographic Memory.
Dude, every time he came on the screen, I turned away and was like doing something else because he was annoying me.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure we're thinking the same person. Yeah.
I just don't. It just seemed like he didn't know what he was talking about, and he would like bring up facts and they were always wrong. And I was like, dude, you're at the event. Like, what are you doing? Can you please do at least some homework before you get on camera? Yeah. But that irked me. And even Martin, a stand-up comedian who has just been introduced into Call of Duty esports, like literally MLG Anaheim was the first event he'd been to, and literally before that he didn't even know what esports was until Gfinity hit him up. And he actually sounded like he knew what he was talking about when he was doing interviews. Absolutely. So he actually did his homework and took it as a job. And it just seemed to me like that A-Spec guy was just like, whatever. Yeah. I don't know.
We're definitely thinking about the same guy. I didn't like that guy.
It irked me the wrong way.
He was actually really annoying. He almost acted like he hated every team that was there. Like when he was talking about Curse, I think it was like Curse versus Unite. If it was a Unite, it was. If it wasn't Curse, it was another EU team. But it just really seemed like he hated Unite. He's like, so are you going to win even though you're statistically bad, or something along those lines? I was like, are you serious, dude?
It was funny because towards the end, like on Sunday, I think it was, he was interviewing someone. And he couldn't remember who he was supposed to say, like back to whoever. So he was like, "This is A-Spec from the couch." And then he paused, like he was like thinking. You could see he was thinking. He was like, "This is A-Spec from the couch." And then I was laughing. But naturally, I know I'm kind of roasting this guy, and I really don't have any experience in front of the camera like that at all. So I don't know. Maybe the first time, if that ever happens for me, and I actually do that stuff, honestly, I don't really. Maybe it could happen to me.
Joke, Mr.
I don't
ESN
see it.
Interviewer.
I couldn't. I'm not an ESN interviewer anymore. I honestly couldn't see. But I actually do my homework before stuff, so I already know like everything about the team that's going on, and I already know everything. I just know most of the stuff going on with this community to begin with, and that's the people that these organizations, these event organizers, need to be hiring, is the people that know about esports and Call of Duty, so that when they get in front of the camera, they know what they're talking about and stuff like that.
But aside from that guy,
aside from that guy, it's fine.
Yeah, aside from that guy, especially if anyone from Gfinity is watching, which I doubted at this time, like it was great staff, great personalities that they brought. I was glad that they, brought Fwiz and Astro and the other people there. That was good.
What? Talking about the drugs? There were no drugs used at Gfinity.
Oh, maybe they're talking about Adderall again.
Oh my God! Can you put a cork in it? Jesus Christ. And why are there pictures of all the NA teams? Oh wait, here's some EU teams. No wait.
Clayster and his Adderall.
That is an angry looking picture of frickin' Stainville, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't see anything in here about yeah. Oh, there it is. Badland, performance enhancing drugs. This is on Deserto? Like, really? The picture is of Adderall. Oh my God. I don't even want to talk about it. I mentioned it on the show right after Anaheim 2 weeks ago. I had Clayster on, and I asked him the question, even though I did not want to ask that question, because it is the most idiotic thing to ever. Well, there's a lot of idiotic things to grace this community, but honestly, he has a prescription for it. Like, he takes it because he has ADHD, I'm pretty sure, and he needs that to level him out. Like, people with ADHD and stuff like that, they're like spastics, like seriously. So it's ridiculous to keep making this argument. Like, drop it. It's stupid.
Yeah.
The fact that Dexerto put that up on their website, honestly, I don't like Dexerto
A lot
now.
of nerve.
I don't like Dexerto now. Why would you put that on your website? You're supposed to be some professional like EU like representation of Call of Duty, and you put that shit in an article on your website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone
Okay.
that needs that. That's
Yeah,
a prescription
yeah.
for people. For those of you who may not know in the chat, Adderall isn't just like a boost that you can get that has absolutely like it's not for any specific person. It's actually for people with ADHD so that they can focus better.
Who frickin' wrote that article? That was Mello. Yo, Mello, you wrote that shit? Really? He's about to get an earful from me after this show. He had
during the show. This is being frank.
I know, but after this show, he's gonna get it worse. Like, Mello, how stupid are you? Are you hurting for viewers that much to view this article that you need to put Adderall in there? Like, seriously, bro. Seriously. Like, I know, oh, man. Oh, man. Why would he write that? Oh, I'm glad you showed me that article, because that pisses me off. Isn't he, like, the head guy over there, essentially, too? Like...
Pretty sure.
Ah, man. That's so bad. Well, Dexerto is practically EGL. They're like in the same boat.
Yeah. I mean, basically, I always view them as the same entity, to be honest.
Because Mello's like the lead guy at Dexerto, and he's also like one of the lead guys at EGL too. So they're like man, dude, why would you say that? Like, even put a picture of Adderall in there, too. Like, really? I've got to read this now. Like, I don't want to... I'll read it later, because obviously we're on camera and everything, but... Man, that's... I'm disappointed.
This guy just tweeted me saying, "Bruh, keep talking about Nate. You're going in the dirt. Hashtag being frank." This is why I don't like Optic fans. Like, this is really why I don't like them.
What happened?
This dude literally tweeted me, Optic House 2013. That's his Twitter handle if anyone wants to go look him up. Bruh, keep talking about Nate. You're going in the dirt. Hashtag being frank. This is why we don't respect Optic fans. This is why just about everyone doesn't like Optic fans. Anyone who's not an Optic fanboy doesn't like them. We really don't like the Optic fan community. Like, the people at Optic, like, I support what Optic does, what they're representing, and how they're helping support esports, but their fans are just absolute childish, retarded, just like stupid, like literally stupid. I don't understand this.
Yeah, I'll tweet. I will definitely tweet that link out later after the show of it, and it will be at. It will have Dexerto in the tweet. It will have Mello in the tweet, and it'll be like, "You guys are idiots." That's what it's gonna say.
Okay, you got to be more constructive than that.
No, I don't. Just short and sweet, man. Okay, I'll put why would a reputable organization put anything as dramarific as this nonsense into an article? Are you trying to gain views? And then is that better?
I guess a little bit better.
All right. Well, I'll fine tune it. I'll fine tune it. But that does piss me off. Wait, Diesel, you're actually dumb. You just said if you have ADD/ADHD, you are more or less a spastic. Lol. Well, you kind of are. Like, your brain's everywhere. Like, you can't. It's hard for people with ADD and ADHD to actually focus on something for long amounts of time.
People with major ADHD, like, I have some ADHD, but it's not major. Like, it's pretty minor. But I don't need Adderall.
Huh.
Like, my brain where all the time, but I don't need Adderall. Like, it's controllable. Like, there are people that are pretty spastic. I know people personally that are pretty spastic and do need Adderall. Like, it's an actual problem.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. This kid must not have much experience with that.
No, he's dumb when he called me dumb. I love it. I love it. I love when that happens. People call me dumb, and it's like, no, you dumb. Yeah. See how the tables have turned. Like, do you watch my other shows? Do you see the hashtag in the top right corner? Think before you tweet, bro. Do some research if you really don't know what you're talking about. Google is an amazing resource, let me tell you. Google.
We love you, Google. We love you so.
But I don't know what else. I'm pretty much I'm tapped out right now, honestly.
Well, why don't we ask the chat what they want to talk about? I mean,
Yeah,
I could think of a couple more roster
think of
things,
them.
but-
Yeah, think of a couple more roster things. Whatever. If there's something we're missing, guys, that happened, please let us know. Or actually tweet it at #beingfrank, because that's what I'm looking at. It's easier for me to read the stuff there. So, yes, it is a search engine. Thank you. But, so tweet it there.
Just so you know, Google's a search engine. Thank you.
Rule set. Okay, well, we can talk about that a little bit. Rule set. Actually, go on with your roster stuff. We'll talk a little roster, and then we'll go into rule set.
Actually, let's just jump right into rule set.
Jump right into rule set?
More roster stuff might happen while we're doing the show. So.
That's true. Did any roster stuff happen while we were doing the show?
Not that I noticed.
Okay.
John's still on phase, so no.
Okay. Alright.
But as far as the rule sets go, basically what everyone's trying to do now is advocate for Gfinity rules to be MLG solely. And that's basically what everybody would be using, is what they are trying to do. So no more shotguns, no more sentries, no more MMS.
Okay, so we're trying to go EU global?
Pretty much, yeah. So we started off the year hating EU rules, and now we're purely in love with them. Funny how that works.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Agree with what? Switching to GD or what I just said?
Switching to the EU rule set like that.
Oh, yeah, I don't agree with it either.
Because, I say this, it's like I'm like a broken record sometimes, honestly. It really is. Like, I should just record my voice, then when something like this comes up, just like turn that recording on. Yeah, just turn that recording on and walk out, get another bottle of water or something, then come back and it'll be done. But honestly, like, how many times has Treyarch and Vaughn said that they want us to play as closely as possible to league play rules? And now we just keep going. Now we're going further away from that as possible, just pissing them off even more. I don't know. I guess we don't care what the developers think, really.
Yeah, I mean, they created the game. They're obviously irrelevant. Obviously.
Yeah, they're pretty irrelevant people.
What I was saying on Twitter earlier when I was out on my nice walk eating while I was walking, yes, you can do that, was that...
Power walking? Dude, he was this, and he was swinging his hips and shit.
I want to talk about that sausage that went in your stomach.
No, we're good. Go on.
What I was saying earlier was basically, like, if you look at the big picture and, like, what we've done so far and the rule sets that we've come from, and then everything that we've banned along the way, it's really starting to look like people are just trying to get to a closer rule set that would be like Black Ops 1 with streaks, plus a couple more guns. But mainly just, you know, the guns, your streaks, or guns, a couple of streaks, and then perks. That's what it looks like we're going toward right now. If you look at the big picture, from the start of the year to where we are now, that's what it keeps looking like.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember who tweeted it or what. I want to say... No, I'm not even going to say it because I don't remember exactly. But someone tweeted out that when Impact went up 2-0 against Complexity in that CTF, and they had all, like, 3 players had all streaks, someone pointed out there, like, man, if that was, like, MLG rules, like NA rules, and they had 3 sentry guns, there's no way Complexity could have came back and won that match. So, like, it adds to that whole metagame. Like, you think if they
Engineer, a Black Hat, 2 EMPs.
Yeah, but think about it, though. Like, all this shit that you'd have to deal with, like 3 Treyarchs, like, yes, you would have to have that, but then you'd also have to get rid of them on top of having to get rid of Impact. You know what I mean? Like, it adds that 5th man on the map, like, with the trophy systems around it and everything like that. So, and really, I mean, there's not a lot of players I actually see use the Black Hat thing too much. Like, I've seen Revan use it, and I've seen Rambo use it, but other than that, I haven't really seen it too prevalent.
Yeah, I really don't know why, like, to be honest. I mean, and, like, this even dates back to Dallas. Like, before I made my tip video on it, which people started paying attention to, and then, like, it kind of created a ripple effect where people started using it a bit more with the Black Hat and the sentry guns and, like, different ways that you can take care of it. When I was still with Complexity during Dallas, I told them about the Black Hat trick, and that was when it wasn't as widely known. I said, you know, if you guys ever have sentries, have a class that's specifically for that, and it'll take care of the sentry, no problem.
You are a god. Anyways, go on.
They went up against Envious the next day, and the final map was a CTF that they lost. Envy had 2 sentry guns. They didn't have Black Hats. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, it's been common knowledge for a while, but that's simply because, like, I play a lot of pubs with my friends as well, outside of outside of competitive gaming, like scrims, league play, whatever I feel like.
Dude, you're a pub star. Just going on.
I'm a pub star, absolutely.
You're a pub star to the max.
But, like, it's been common knowledge for a while. It's just, it doesn't seem like many pro players really study the game to that extent. Like, other than what gun is best, what perk combinations are best, and which tactical grenade is the best. It doesn't really seem like they look into... Like, it seems like a lot of pros have been in the mindset of Black Ops 1, where it's just everything's straightforward, you don't need to study it as much other than player mentality. So as far as, like, actually looking for counters in the game, because as everyone knows, there's a counter for everything in Black Ops, which is one of the reasons why the game is so good for competitive. But it seems like people just aren't looking into that as well. And I'm not sure why it's taken so long for the pros to figure out Black Hats or EMPs plus Engineer is the way that you take care of sentry guns. It's so simple and straightforward. That actually leads me to another thing.
Tell me your stealth chopper.
Yeah, the stealth chopper.
Gah!
So the other
I've seen you tweet that picture. I've seen you tweet the YouTube video like 5 times in the past 2 days ever since the stealth chopper came out. All right, anyways, go on. I'll just sit back and listen. I'm learning.
So during day 1 of Gfinity, Impact actually pulled out LMGs during their final map of Yemen Hardpoint against, I believe it was TCM.
Did they really?
Yeah, they did. And here's why. Monks was going off. That kid was tearing them apart. He got 2 stealth choppers in Hardpoint.
I know, but LMGs were banned. I remember someone saying that earlier, and I was like,
banned.
really?
They pulled out LMGs to shoot down the stealth choppers because it really does get rid of them quickly. You know, like half a clip of LMG, it's gone. It's pretty simple, straightforward. And then, you know, they lost the map, and then Gfinity told them, hey, those are banned, so, like, you really lost the map, I guess. But then VVV Theory actually tweeted out right after, and I quote, if LMGs are banned, how are you supposed to take down stealth choppers? Rocket launchers, Black Hats, you're gone. Very simple. It's like, how do pros not know this very simple stuff? And that's why I made a tip video about it, because I know that a ton of amateurs, they know how to do this stuff. I know a lot of really capable amateurs that study the game. It almost seems like a lot more than pros as far as what counters certain things and elements in the game.
It's because the pros are getting lazy, man. The AMs are trying to get to the top. But you know, real quick, just like a little sidebar. You know, someone did, you know, you just admitted that you're a pub star, so technically you just classified yourself as the lowest tier of a Call of Duty player. Whatever, I just want to say that. At least I play league play.
That's good.
At least I play league play, so I'm above you. But you know, you're that pub star. I
get into T3 and Masters, and then I just stop playing. That's it.
Oh,
I'll play with streamers here and there to help them out and get wins, but that I really don't enjoy league play.
Moving on. Back to your stealth chopper thing.
So anyway, that's why I made the video about it. So I'm not really sure why it is that, like, pros can't latch onto this stuff. Like, those 3 elements are in the game. You can use your assault rifle, kill it in 3 clips, put FMJ on, and it'll take even less. You can use Black Hats so that the enemy can't see you, your bullets flying while you're taking out a stealth chopper, or you can use a rocket launcher, which is the fastest of the 3. Like, those have been in the game since day 1. How do they not know this? Stealth choppers have been the game since day 1. How do they not know this?
I mean, I just think what people are failing to understand is that really universal rule sets for Black Ops 2 really don't matter that much. Like, when I keep preaching universal rule sets, I'm talking about for Call of Duty Ghosts, the beginning of Call of Duty Ghosts. Yeah. Like, it's already coming. Like, Black Ops 2 is coming to a close now. Like, really, it is. Like, 3-4 months, no more Black Ops 2, essentially. So now is not the time to frickin' worry about universal rule sets. We have to think for Call of Duty Ghosts, not for Black Ops 2. I could care less if there's still EU rule set and NA rule set for Black Ops 2, but for Ghosts, the first month, someone needs to sit down and just be like, this is what we're doing. Like, we're having the universal global rule set, and we're gonna grow from there, because we need a universal global rule set so that Call of Duty can have that global stage that we all want it to, like League of Legends does or something like that. And I hate... People are going to say something in the chat, I'm sure, but it's just saying, like, Call of Duty probably
Just
doesn't.
think about what Diesel said before you type, okay? Just think.
Yes, just think, please. Think.
It's a very good comparison.
But we'll see. I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's not my place to say some of this stuff, really, but I say it anyways.
We're just talk show hosts. What do we know?
I don't know
We're not relevant.
I'm not relevant. I get told that on an hourly basis. But it's pretty crazy. We got a lot to think about for Ghost. Not only no more 10-point system.
Oh yeah.
Possibly no more league play, which I think they need to bring that back. They have to almost, I think, and I'm sure they will. I hope so. Maybe.
I hope they. I mean, that's kind of like a Treyarch trademark.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Kind of like dolphin diving, like in case.
Kind of like zombies and stuff like that.
Like in case anyone was wondering why doesn't Infinity Ward do that, it's pretty much because Treyarch, I guess, has the rights, the intellectual property rights to those ideas and everything.
Yeah.
Made the game with those elements in it. So in case you're wondering why they aren't an Infinity Ward game, that's pretty much why. So even if they can't have like a league play, like the exact same thing back in Ghost, I hope that they have something that's just revamped but better. Just something. Even the competitive playlist. It doesn't even have to have the mass ranking system. Although that's better for esports, if they can just have something, that would be good.
Yeah, and Adori, if you're not used to the whole kill streaks and everything yet, and they're actually score streaks now, if you're not used to the whole score streaks and all that stuff yet, then you're behind the times, bro.
Are they not used to it yet?
This is the future. This is the present.
Score streaks aren't competitive.
I'm not touching that at all, because that was like the discussion, like 5 months ago? That was the discussion, so
like a month after it came out.
Yeah, you're a little behind, bro. It's okay. That's why I'm glad you're watching this show. Yes, I'm glad you're watching this show. We're catching you up, man. We're catching you up. Blanca, he's under a rock. Forgive him. Yes, I do. I forgive you, bro. I forgive you.
It's all right,
I forgive you. No, but definitely Ghost is going to be interesting. I mean, just no 10-point system. It's going to really take away the metagame that Black Ops 2 brought, because if we go back to the old 3 perks, nade, 2 stuns, sidearm, primary, stuff like that, it just takes away. I can see it going back. It's gonna feel bland. It's not gonna. I mean, maybe that's why they're added in like corner peeking, and like when instead of diving, you're sliding on your knees. And apparently, I think you can shoot. Yeah, you can shoot while you're sliding on your knees, which is interesting. I think that'll be interesting to see how much more difficult it is to aim while you're sliding on your knees. I don't know if they would add something into that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, they tell us not to worry. I mean, even, wasn't it Mark Rubin said at E3 to not worry about it, and that more stuff is coming out in the middle of August or something, which I'm assuming is Gamescom again. I would assume.
Yeah.
I would that's what I'm assuming, that they're gonna do the whole Gamescom multiplayer thing again. Hopefully, maybe they're already in the talks of sending some teams over there like Treyarch did for Black Ops 2. I think that'd be neat. That'd be another big Call of Duty event. Their opener to multiplayer for Ghosts. That would be awesome. Get the pros in there. Because I know Fwiz actually tweeted out, I think that was last week too, now that I'm remembering correctly, that Infinity Ward has not approached anybody within the esports community ever. Ever. Like, no one. Like how Treyarch approached, Hastro and everything. Infinity Ward has not approached anybody concerning esports, so that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. They keep telling us not to worry, so I'm still gonna worry though.
I'm just sitting here being hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic. Diesel, I know that you're pretty pessimistic, so I'm not gonna argue with you on that one.
I'm playing League of Legends for like the first time tonight. I'm already making that transfer.
World of Tanks is supposed to have some pretty big tournaments.
Yeah, it's not big enough yet though.
Well, apparently it's huge in Russia. It's like one of those games that just
exploded
in another continent.
I'm not going to Russia. Just like I wouldn't go to Korea for League of Legends, because that place is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do. I remember someone saying that actually that World of Tanks is really big over in Russia, Mother Russia. Mother Russia. That place is dangerous, man. I don't want to go over there. But yeah, a lot of interesting things to talk about. I don't know. Has there been any roster changes now? I know there's a roster change about every half hour or so. Oh yeah, actually someone did tweet it in. Gucci and frickin' actually Esports Nation tweeted, and then someone put it in the Being Frank feed. But Gucci and Study are now free agents. They broke up.
Oh, individually they're just free agents. There's no duo.
There's no duo. They broke up.
Oh wow. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and now they're not going. Well, they were probably watching Being Frank and heard what I said, saying that they probably won't go anywhere. I'm gonna take the responsibility for that. I'll hold that on my shoulders there. I can see Study going. Impact Study, hell no. Hell no.
Study?
Hell no. I want to see how Karma like integrates into Call of Duty.
Karma integrates into Call of Duty?
Yeah. I mean, into Envy. Sorry, I had Call of Duty on the mind too. How Karma integrates into Envy.
Pretty good in Call of Duty. I don't know, though. You might not get it.
Oh, man. Brain fart right there, everybody. But yeah, no, how Karma integrates into Envy. Oh, man, that's too funny. It's gonna be he has to go back to the way he was when he was in Envy last time. You know, mature, no drunken, chaotic events.
Yeah. What was it? Fearless posted an update video about it because a lot of people were, I mean, including myself, were reaching out to him and saying, you know, what are you guys gonna do about Karma's attitude issues? Because it's obviously a big problem. Everyone knows him for having attitude issues, and he's just said, you know, back when Karma was on Envy and MW3, which for you who don't know was. Toward the beginning of MW3, I think for like the first fourth of MW3 as a competitive season, he was on Envy. He carried himself fine, so they have hopes that he'll just do the same thing.
I'm sorry, I was typing. Someone made a bunk bed comment in chat. I love it.
This is a loft bed. You see a bottom bunk.
It's because you took it out. Look, it has the frame for it. You took it out, dude, to make it a loft bed.
That holds it up.
Dude, all I know, everybody, he has more room for activities and we don't. That's all I know. He has more room for activities, and we're gonna go do karate in the garage after this show. You don't even know. It's about to go down. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, definitely, Karma going to Envy, probably the best decision he's ever made over the past 8 months of his life. So I hope that works out for him. That's only going to grow him more.
You know, he made over $140,000 in 1 month playing Call of Duty, but that wasn't really the best decision of his life.
That wasn't a decision. You did. Okay. Right now, I'm deciding.
Did Parasite?
I am deciding to make $140,000 over the next month in Call of Duty. Okay, it's going to happen.
Better start running ads. It's gonna take a long time. It's gonna be a long night.
Every 8 minutes from now on, I never run ads on this show because it takes away from the show. But I'm gonna start running ads every 8 minutes for the next month straight. Like literally, I'm never gonna shut my stream down. So there's always gonna be something going on. Like either random noises or something like that, but something's gonna be going on.
Random noises, okay.
Dude, why? No, not that. God, okay. Jesus, Bio. Can this not be a dirty conversation?
Bring it on your don't bring me into this.
Oh God.
I won't be brought into this.
Oh God. All right. Now that we got past the bunk bed and the whole, I'm gonna make 140 grand the next month playing Call of Duty. What else we got going on? What else have we forgot about that you guys want to talk
sure
about?
Sticking together.
What?
That TVA is for sure sticking together. Dito and Fizzer are not leaving the team. They're sticking where they're at right now.
So that was a troll?
It wasn't a troll. It was just one of those stupid mistakes. You
know? There were a lot of trolls going on last night. Yeah. That's why I just got off.
Yeah, same here.
It was funny. Like ESN Late Night was trying to freaking like keep up with it, and it's like, do you realize all the trolling going on? You're just gonna make yourselves look bad right now. Like you should just ignore the Twitter feed and talk about whatever you're talking about.
Back when I was helping out with Call of Duty Sports.com, and I was kind of the person that was, you know, trying to put a lot out whenever there was a roster change. That
Yeah.
was the most aggravating thing, was this community and roster changes. Like, put out an article, 15 minutes later, oh, never mind, man, I kind of thought about it again. I'm going to go back to my team. It's honestly the most frustrating thing for anyone that's involved in news. From the people I've talked to, roster changes are the most frustrating.
It'll be
Just
interesting to
because-
see in the next week when Karma goes back to Impact. Oh, I don't think that'll ever happen, but just because of what was going on Twitter, they were making their arguments public on Twitter again, which I still don't understand. Like, you guys have each other's cell phone numbers, like, at your text messages or something because you're talking to some e-girls, or what's going on over there? Like, do you have to put it on Twitter?
Right.
It doesn't, that's not the place for it. So, I don't know. They all have iPhones. You got iMessage, it's free. Come on.
Or Kick. Kick is pretty good, too.
Yeah, or Kick. Yeah, or DMs even. DM.
Yeah.
And that works too, you know? It's not public. You know? What are our future roster change predictions? I hope nothing.
Yeah, I would honestly just not even like to think about
Yeah.
that, to be completely honest. I'll be content with none. That'll be my prediction. My dream. That's my dream. It's not going to come true, but that's my dream.
Yeah.
Some people were talking about, not necessarily in the chat, but on Twitter after Stainville left Envy, they were talking about, will Foreplay and Stainville come back together and start teaming together again? Because they did in MW3.
I don't see that happening.
Really?
I don't see that happening.
I mean, because, Foreplay is an SMG player, Stainville's an AR player. I believe their team's looking for one right now, kinda.
Oh, you mean Foreplay's team is looking for one?
Yeah. Fallacy. Was it Burns
Well,
off?
then I guess it is possible. Burns, Foreplay, and I don't know.
What's Hysteria?
Oh yeah, is it Hysteria? Then who was on their team?
Flyfire went over to Curse.
Oh yeah, BL-Fire. That's right. It was BL-Fire.
Yeah.
Okay. And then also, I mean, that new roster of Denial with Felonies and Fatalized back together. those two are definitely in a love-hate relationship for sure.
It's the duo, man.
It is. It's the
You
duo.
can't separate the duo.
It's the duo. Sender's on Fallacy is what everyone's saying.
Yeah, that's right. I almost
So.
forgot about that.
Yeah. But no, I don't. I'll do predictions for events and stuff like that, but roster predictions are just give me a headache. So I
'Cause
normally just wait until someone tweets it out, and then I'm like, stupid.
stuff happens all the time that people don't even expect. Like, did anyone see the TVA thing coming? I mean, yeah, they're back together, but did anyone even see that coming?
No.
There's just a lot of impulsive, in the moment stuff from, roster changes are made from 15 minutes of thinking. That's how our community works.
But then, actually, someone just I was actually thinking about this today when I was out doing errands, driving around, and I was like, you know what? How sweet would it be if Call of Duty, like, you were allowed to trade players up to a certain point in time of the, like, since we have a new title every year, it just starts with the new, like, every title there can be, like, whatever, drafts or whatever, like, that would actually be cool, but that's just way down the line. But this was like a fantasy world for me earlier today. I was thinking about, like, there's a certain point up to, like, maybe, like, 2 to 3 months into the season where there's a roster lock for the rest of the season. Like, the rest of the game, there's a roster lock, and you cannot change your roster for nothing. You cannot do it. Otherwise, you are not allowed to play in MLG. You're not allowed to play in any event at all for Call of Duty. Like, maybe the small lands and stuff like that, you'll still be able to play at, but, like, anything worthwhile where the big money is, you cannot play. And that would be awesome. Because, honestly, that would be, I mean, it would attract so many more companies in because they know that these teams have to stay together, so that will be like, oh wait, this team is stay together, they're the #1 team right now, so I'm going to fully sponsor them because I know they're going to stay together and I can brand them as a team rather than an individual player. So
the counter argument to that I'm sure someone will bring up is the fact that, and I mean, pro players have said this before, that when you start doubting whether or not you should team with someone, there's really no going back from that. Like, when you start not liking another teammate and not getting along with them, it's really hard to, like, rebuild that chemistry.
it doesn't matter. Frickin' grow up.
I know,
Deal with your issues.
I'm just being the devil's advocate.
Well, be the damn devil's advocate, but goddamn, grow up. Deal with your shit, dude. Like, honestly, like, take a break from each other for, like, a couple days or something, but deal with that shit. I mean, you guys are, I mean, it's like a relationship, really. It's like you're married to these people. Like, Optic's living together now. They're married, as far as I'm concerned. Like, okay, and you guys, like, if they have problems, they deal with it in house and they'll get through it. Like, that's what teams have to start doing. It's not just at the first sight of trouble you frickin' bail, you jump ship. That's not how life works. That's how video games work.
It's funny that analogy up, because that's literally what I was thinking about while I was walking back. Like, all these team changes, like,
they're power walking.
Stop. Okay, so
that's too funny. I just picture
really,
you power walking.
I don't have to do this show.
Ride a bike or something.
But like, I mean, it really is like a relationship. Like, you don't just dip out right when things, sales start setting another direction. You really have to work things out. Like, I don't know how else to put this. It's like a relationship.
Yeah, you said that before. It's like a marriage.
But it's like a Okay, well, marriage is okay. I mean, the only reason I wouldn't say.
Well, I mean, that's how it would be. That's how it would be. It'd be like a marriage after that roster lock, because there's no getting out of it unless you lose half of your wages or something like that to sign out of it. The only reason I wouldn't make that comparison
is probably because you'll get a lot of hate from people in the chat saying, "Oh, that's a gay
I don't give a shit. I'm
just trying to help people understand. It's like a relationship. It's like a brother to brother relationship. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. There you go.
You stick it out. You figure out your problems. Why? So you can make that money. That's why. Yeah, make that money and have your own team house. I mean, let's be honest. Like, the two main attractions to being a pro and like goals and stuff is, one, the fame, two, the money. Well, actually switch those around as far as priorities. But I mean, that's the real attraction of it.
No, I don't know. I think they're about the same, really. Honestly, fame and money. Honestly, like, I would think fame would come ahead of it, because honestly, a lot of these pro players, like, I guess they're somewhat famous and they really don't make dick. So
yeah,
I would have to say fame comes before it. Just right now, especially if they're trying to make it in esports. It's Call of Duty esports.
Right. And the problem with it right now is that a lot of pros, and there are a lot of pros that have made this public on Twitter, that it's just a game. They always say, like, oh, it's just a game, it doesn't matter, nothing matters, it's just a video game. Which is true, it's a video game, but you have to be on the same page as everyone. Call of Duty's entering that point where it's being it is a serious esport now. It's something they take serious and that bigger businesses are looking into so that they can invest. For example, Evil Geniuses. For example, Red Bull. They've already invested. You need to stop thinking of this as just being a game.
Yeah.
And get your priorities straight.
Yeah.
Because this has a lot of potential, and there are a lot of players that have potential. But if they're not on the same page as their teammates, that whole chemistry, the whole relationship, the whole teaming up thing is never going to work out, and you're never going to achieve what you need to. Plain and simple.
I think you've been watching my shows lately, man, because you're saying everything I'm saying. I like it,
Well,
though.
that's why we do a show together.
I know. I like it.
Great minds think alike.
I like it. That's true. It's true. Some of the greatest minds right now in Call of Duty. I'm going to say it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to get roasted for that one. But, no, I don't think... I mean, we talked about a lot of shit today. I mean, we've been here for an hour and a half just talking about a week's worth of material. Let's see what else. I mean, is there anything else? I don't think there's anything else we haven't touched on. I really don't think there is. We've touched on everything pretty much that's happened in the past week.
Basically. Anything else that any of the good people in the gaming Twitch...
Anything else that you want to hear, like, our point of views on? Just hashtag being Frank. I'll wait like a minute, and then if nothing interesting is coming in, then I'm just going to end the show out, because it's been a good hour and a half. That's a good time frame for a show like this, I think. Sitting here listening to two people talk for an hour and a half. Thank you for
all dressed up.
Thank you for watching the show, guys. As always, appreciate it. Definitely doubled our viewers from last week, so I appreciate that. Really, I do.
That's good.
Did you talk about Aches? No, I'm not talking about that situation.
This is not the old weekly rant.
Yep. Yes, Boss
But if
Nasty
you want
wants
to hear
to
about
coach.
it, follow me on
No,
Twitter.
yeah. Okay, Boss Nasty wants to coach Optic. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, he sent in, he sent in his application for it and his YouTube video of, he's gonna make them a top 3 team when they're already a top 3 team. I don't know where he was coming from by that, but
It's gonna win them a championship.
yes, that's it. Boss Nasty just puts a bad taste in everybody's mouth, and that's his issue. He honestly he needs to. I don't know. I'm not talking about that anymore. Neslo's running with VVV right now. Interesting. Why Karma left? I assume. I don't know why Karma left exactly. I guess they just ended up drifting apart over time. That's what I took from all the tweets going on about it. Is that, from everything Parasite was saying, it's just, I don't know, his game style changed over time or something. It didn't fit Impact's game style anymore,
Right.
or something. Like that's what I got out of it. So how much BS that is, I don't know, but that's what they said. That's what Parasite said, at least.
There could be inner drama.
There
You never
is,
know.
because you
They're
saw Karma
pretty
be like,
emotional team.
you saw Karma, you didn't even fight to keep me. It's like, oh, Lord.
Sorry.
Lord.
Sorry, I didn't for you.
Sorry, sweetheart. But I'm pretty sure Karma is still in frickin' England too. Like, it's
Yeah.
whatever event Karma goes to, he stays in that general region for 2 weeks after the event. It's like I don't know, right? I think it's kind of interesting though. Heist and methods. Who will they pick up? No idea. This isn't really stuff I talk on Being Frank about. I talk about that on Wednesday's show, the W Rant. But honestly, I don't see anything coming in. Do you feel like there is a glass ceiling that is so hard for AM teams to break through just to get known? Of course. Just because no one wants to. If you have that. Okay. People that put top AMs in their bios annoy the hell out of me.
Oh my goodness.
You're not going to get anywhere saying you're a top AM. No one really wants to play with the top AM, so just leave it out of your bio and say, seeking a team or something like that. I don't...
Instead of saying top AM, list your accomplishments. What makes you a top AM?
Yeah, did you win any local lands? Did you win any online tournaments? Maybe if you place second in a tournament or something like that, place that if you're trying to get on a decent team. Don't freaking put top AM looking for team.
And
no one cares.
Let's be honest.
Everyone says I'm a top AM.
Yeah, top AMs for everyone.
Like I said,
no.
I turned on ego. Top AM.
Is that the qualification for top AM?
I don't know what the qualifications are. I don't know what the
Then
qualifications
everyone's
are.
top AM.
I don't know what the qualifications are, so I'm making my own. I turned on ego. In league play, I'm a top AM.
But just so people know, from the sponsors that I've talked to about what they're looking for and who they seek out and stuff, they don't look for people that say that they're top AMs. They're people that have real accomplishments, real stats, real money earned if that's the case. They want to actually know what you've done, not top AM. That doesn't mean anything to a sponsor, literally. Unless they're VWS.
Yeah.
But we won't go there.
Well, don't even talk about that. That douchebag still owes me $300.
He owes everyone money.
I'm reading, someone's Skyping me right now. You should talk about the Vice Grip icons. How they've driven every other site out of business. I don't know. That's just, I can talk about that on Wednesday, Sam. Or even next Wednesday. That's
Give
more...
us a little teaser.
Huh?
Give us a little teaser.
Someone from outside... Oh, no, wait. This is actually someone I used to work with back in the day on CEA. He said you should talk about the Vice Grip Icons has in the online competitive community, how they've driven every other site out of business. And it's just I don't think they really have. If anything, Game Battles really kind of has a monopoly on online competitive play, and 360 Icons has been here so long that they have the community standing to even come close to what Game Battles does. So I just think you were late to the scene. Maybe
was replaced by a Skype icon. That's what I really want to know.
I don't know.
I'm looking at the stream here,
I don't know.
I
Was
see
it?
a Skype icon.
Hold on. Okay, you're back. You're back. It's because I was reading that other chat. That's because I was reading that chat. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think. I mean, that's the last thing Ego is trying to do. Ego is normally working with everybody and everything. I mean, he even is starting that news thing, and he's still like coming on ESN late night and stuff like that. So he's not like here to phase people out. It just happened that way. He's not here to really take grudges or anything like that. I just think what happened with CEA was, well, that was just poor management, if anything. Like, even on my standpoint, I didn't do everything I could with CEA back in the day. But that's back in the day that nobody probably even knows about anymore. That's like middle Modern Warfare 3. But yeah, I think you got anything else you want to say?
Not in particular. I'm open to talking about anything else that people in the stream would like us to discuss, but I don't have anything else on the top of my head.
What changes would you make to the COD community as a whole, and what do you think is wrong with the COD community?
Oh, we could make several... we could make whole seasons off.
We're going to be here for another hour, everybody. Everybody tweet the stream out. We'll be here for another hour talking about what we think is wrong with the COD community, essentially why I made this show to begin with.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Dude, what's wrong with it? The age group is a major factor in it, just because a lot of the people in this community are still in high school. They don't really know how the real world works. Real world, that's kind of hard to say. How the real world works.
It's
alright,
little fella.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm trying. I'm working on it. But no, it's just they don't understand how things work outside of video games. They still take it as a hobby. They don't really take it seriously yet, and that's a huge problem. They don't take their image seriously. They don't take contracts seriously. They don't take anything seriously. That's the main problem. So when they start respecting themselves and taking themselves seriously and their image and everything like that, then that's when Call of Duty is gonna skyrocket, because people are gonna want to invest into someone who has a good image. I mean, why do you think? I mean, Nadeshot worked so hard to frickin' change his image back from COD 4 days when he was the little runt he was, all the trash talk and stuff, and he got the contract with Red Bull and everything. I mean, image is a lot. It is a lot to these companies, and people aren't realizing that yet. Hence why Impact doesn't have Call of Duty by the balls. But, yeah, you know.
I agree, that's the biggest thing, attitude. People need to stop saying it's just a game. Because to a certain extent it is, but they use it to excuse themselves for a lot of dumb things, a lot of bad behavior, a lot of things that really screw their opportunities. Yeah,
I know, like Nadeshot, he used to say, YouTube, how the fuck you doing? Now he says, YouTube, how the fudge you doing? like just little things like that. I mean, but honestly, I thought it was awkward as well, but it was for the better in the long run, just like how I changed the whole concept of my show 6 months ago, because it's better for the long run. I mean, image is a lot, and people need to understand that. So
you don't have the middle finger logo anymore.
Yeah, I had a middle finger logo back when I first started this thing. I really did not give a shit, because I did not think I was just doing it as a hobby, just because I was pissed off with the Call of Duty community, and then I ended up liking esports in the Call of Duty community and meeting more and more people within esports, just not even in Call of Duty but outside of Call of Duty and everything, and now I have friends in esports now, and I would like to make this a career if possible, so that's why I changed everything, the whole concept of the show and all that stuff, trying to clean my image up so that when people watch this show I can kind of hopefully get across to a few of you. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here, but you never know. You never know. You hope they listen, but at the end of the day, it goes in one ear and out the other. So that's my thought on that. That's the quick version. That's the quick version of my thought. So if Bio wants his quick version, and then we'll close it out from there.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. I mean,
we already established that we think pretty alike. Diesel explained it fairly well. Like I said before, people need to stop saying it's just a game. If you want to say it's just a game, go play pubs. Go be part of the pub community. This is Call of Duty esports. This is a whole new scene. This is turning into a business every day that goes by. You need to start treating it like one. And there are a lot of people that do. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of people that aren't even that well known, but that like I know of and that I see in the community that really do good things and they want to help out and stuff. But at the same time, the amount of people that are the opposite of that and are really screwing the community and giving us a terrible image, they heavily outweigh the people that are doing good things.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. But yeah, guys, I think that's gonna. We talked about a lot today, and we talked about it for a long time. So that's all. I think that's gonna be it for tonight. Guys, come back Wednesday night at 8 Eastern. Seriously, I have a good show. I have Martin Wyatt. He was the tall bald guy that was doing floor interviews. He's coming on Wednesday night. I'm still contacting the Warren and Melmoth to try and get them on Wednesday night to hopefully talk about Gfinity and what they thought about their overall performance and everything over the weekend. Hopefully get them on. I do have Complexity coming on. I already confirmed Mr. X. I'm sure Clayster and all them will come on. I'm going to hit them up later. Who else did I have? Who else was it? Now I'm hold on. Let me look at my DMs. Who else was it? God, Marky B from TCM is going to come on. He's going to come on. That's going to be great. If Hex is not busy Wednesday night with some business stuff, then he's going to hop on to talk about Optic and their performance at Gfinity. So I've got a pretty packed show Wednesday night. It's going to be good. A lot of good conversations going on, a lot of good discussions. So it's the post Gfinity show. Stop by. It's going to be good. But other than that, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. So peace out. Bio. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. See you guys Wednesday night.